me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go! I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta feel the passion. In my thoughts,
Welcome back, everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. So today we're going to be discussing basically how the Dolphins are the #1 competition in the AFC and why they are going to be something super tough coming in. I think you look at a lot of the news reporters and they are basically telling everyone that they believe that the Dolphins are the biggest competition to the Kansas City Chiefs. And that is, in all likelihood, essentially what's going to happen this year. And I'm going to explain why. So #1 is going to be that the players and everything have come into this year faded from their rookie and young days in the NFL. Everybody that you see on the Dolphins right now has come in shredded, has come in bigger, has come in bulkier, has come in more mentally prepared to win. And I think what is happening is that they did not really understand the actual logic and the actual training that was needed in order to win and to be the best players. And now we are kind of getting off and shaking off that rookie dust that we had on a lot of these players like Jalen Phillips, Jalen Waddle, Tua, all these different players, that needed to get to that point of veteranness that they are now. And now they're coming in and it's just going to be crazy to see how great that they are. They have the coaching staff that is now right to get them to a point that shows the maximum possibility that they have for their potential. And now essentially what you have is a bunch of players that have moved on from just trying to figure the game out to actually understanding the game and becoming the best player that they are going to be. So that is going to be ridiculous to see how these guys really transition from learning and understanding and processing to increasing and in shooting their expectations higher than ever before. #2 is going to be, last year we got to the playoffs with an okay record, but we had so many injuries on our team. So to really not take that in accountability is ridiculous. I mean, we had no defensive backs at one point. We had literally barely any safeties. We had offensive linemen going down left and right, quarterbacks, running backs, even our wide receivers were a little banged up, which I get throughout the season. Things are going to happen. But honestly, to make it to the playoffs and give the Bills a shot for their money, our quarterback, if he had just been in the league for a year or two more, I think we could have won that game. The injury bug hit us so bad last year that coming into this year, I think, first off, again, that goes into #1 where a lot of the players are bulking themselves up and they are making their bodies ready for the actual NFL season, which I think is another rookie thing that a lot of younger guys don't do, where they don't get their bodies ready to take the actual impact of the season going through. So now what you have is you're going to have a much more healthy team. The injury bug, like what struck us last year, was 1 in a million. It was just one of those things that once every decade you have a year like that where just everybody gets injured and there's nothing that you can do about it. This year we're going to have all of our players back. We have more depth, which we have gotten through free agency and through different things in the offseason. And now we have depth and we have players that have come in better shape than they ever had before. So now the injuries are going to be significantly less. Last year we were working with a lot of younger players, and what that has to do with is that you essentially have a team that is going to try and learn how to do things, but they don't fully understand actually being a veteran in the NFL. We only had, a couple of veterans on our team. Now you have a whole team ready to take on the NFL season, body, mind, strength, whatever you want to call it. You have the whole team ready to take on this season, coming into the season, and it's going to be ridiculous to watch because everybody has prepared. I think everybody is showcasing that we are the team that is really preparing to go long in this season. The third thing is going to be that Vic Fangio and Mike McDaniel are going to be a deadly duo. So honestly, the coaching staff, if you look at the Kansas City Chiefs or a lot of the other AFC teams, they don't really have this type of duo that we have at coach and head coach and essentially defensive head coach. That's what we can say whatever we want, but he's not a defensive coordinator. He's the defensive head coach, and Mike McDaniel's the offensive head coach. And we have this duo coming in where I think if you look at a lot of the teams, including the Chiefs, they don't have the same type of compatibility on both sides. You know, the Chiefs, they score a lot of points, but their defense does let up a lot. So it is one of those things that Patrick Mahomes is just an all-worldly player, and he does things that make his team win. But the defense does let up a lot. You've noticed it in a lot of games when they play the Bengals or any of those teams. It is just one of those things where their team cannot stop the other team. It's just Patrick has to basically beat the other team by throwing more touchdowns. So with our team right now, you have Vic Fangio, which everybody is talking about, what a great addition he is. And it's going to show because he is going to make this defense top 10. And then if you have a top 10 offense, well, that is a recipe for winning. You cannot take that away from any team that has had top 10. They always win. They always get to the playoffs. They always do significant things. So if they do that with this team, which I think they will, it's going to be scary because you don't have any other coaching staff that has two predominant player coaches like this. So these are going to be the reasons why I just think that the Dolphins are going to make a run this year. I think it's going to be ridiculous. I think we are going to have a team that, you know, body, mind, spirit, all of it are dedicated right now to gaining and to winning and having that winning culture that, you know, the Heat have. And it's hard to have a culture like that. Everybody wants to win, of course, but if you know what it takes to win and you have everyone around you pushing you to win, which I don't think we've had something like that for a while, having a military style team is not really pushing anyone to do anything. It is that drive to win, to be better, to be the best. And I think everybody on this team has that in their mind, that they all want to be the best. And I think coming into this season, it's really going to prove themselves that this team wants to win and that they are going to stop at nothing to win. I just think this team is going to be ridiculous this year. They're going to be the biggest competition in the AFC. You see it in the news. You see everybody talking about it. They can all bandwagon, but I think this year we have the competitive edge just based upon the mentality, the spirit, the mind, every single thing that we have going for us. And it's exciting to see. As always, hope you have a great rest of your day. Fins up. Peace.